Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Bhople, and today me and my group are going to present the topic virtual lab using any measurement method or device. So let me introduce to our group members, myself Aditya Bhople, Atharva Bhagwat, Samir Maske and Atul Akure. These are the group members who are going to present on this topic. So let's start with our presentation. Uh, these are the contents of our presentation. First, we'll be going through what exactly is a spear gap, a method of measurement of high voltage. Then we'll be looking for the assembly of measurement, then the procedure, and finally we'll see the virtual lab setup of measurement of high voltage with spear gap method. And lastly, we'll end with the advantage and disadvantage of this method. So let's start. Now, high voltages are required in laboratories for experiments and AC tests, and high voltages are usually made with the help of test transformers, and hence these are used for this purpose. Now, these test transformers are which are used are of very low power rating, and frequently their transformation ratios are larger than the normal power transformers. And the high voltage winding is so designed that it can withstand the routine breakdowns which generally occur on the specimen. Now, we will be seeing towards the block diagram of assembly of spear gap method of measurement. As we can see, there are two spears which are separated by a gap, and high voltage is applied across it with the help of high voltage transformer, and the voltage is controlled with the help of a high voltage control desk. Now, it is one of the standard method for measurement of peak value of DC, AC, and impulse voltage. But in this topic, we'll be going through the AC voltage measurement method. Now, what happens when we apply high voltage to the spheres? After some time, when we increase the voltage, then breakdown occurs between the electrode because of ionization of air, and thus we see the time from the application of high voltage to the breakdown, and from the standard IS table, we calculate the voltage that has been applied. So this is the general assembly of spear gap method of measurement of high voltage. Now the next topic of assembly of spear gap will be explained by my friend Samir Maski. Over to you, Samir.
Thank you, Aditya. In this assembly diagram, you can see two spheres. The sphere gaps are used to measure voltage measurement. A uniform field spark gap will always have a spark core voltage within a known tolerance under the constant atmospheric condition. Hence, a spark gap can be used for measurement of peak value of voltage. Normally, only sphere gaps are used for voltage measurement. The sphere gap measurement can be arranged either vertical with low sphere grounded or horizontal with both sphere connected to source voltage or one sphere grounded. In horizontal configuration, it generally arranged such that both spheres are symmetrically at higher voltage above the ground. Two spheres used are identical in size and shape. The voltage to be measured is applied between two spheres and the distance or spacing s between them given a measure of a spark over voltage. Thank you. Over to Atharva.
Thank you, Samir. Now to continue, we have to go for the procedure. As we have seen in the previous slide, the assembly can be done of sphere gaps vertically or horizontally. Here, if the arrangement is horizontal, there is no specific preference, but if the arrangement is vertical, then we have to keep the lower sphere grounded, that is earth. That is the only condition. Initially, the unknown voltage is applied across the electrodes with the gap kept maximum. Gap is measured using a dial meter. Now we keep reducing the gap, and at a point breakdown occurs, and the gap is measured in the diameter as shown earlier. Now the voltage is unknown, but the standard IS can be taken as reference in order to find the voltage. For this, first air density factor is calculated by using the given equation, which is delta is equal to P by 760 into 293 divided by 273 plus T. 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 Here the terms shown are P is equal to atmospheric pressure and T is equal to surrounding temperature. Both of these quantities are at the time of testing. Now uh, we have to find the correction factor from the table given below, and the formula for unknown peak value of the voltage is V is equal to K V naught, where V naught is the voltage from IS table at standard atmospheric conditions. Uh, these standard conditions, which are atmospheric pressure is 760 torr and the temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Why this correction factor is required? Because the condition for testing are never standard. Um, we may have different temperatures, different pressures. So to incorporate those conditions, the correction factor is taken. And here capital V is the voltage, unknown voltage we found out now. Now the virtual lab setup is given below. It's quite simple. Here we can see the voltmeter, and we have the option to increase the voltage. Here we can also select two different electrodes like spherical, pointed and flat. Then we can select the initial distance as well, 10 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 30 millimeter, etc. We have to keep it maximum, so and it must be taken according to the breakdown voltage expected. So see, procedure is quite simple. First we select the gap and we select the electrode shape, and then we keep on reducing the gap, and we can increase the voltage here also. And the breakdown voltage, to find out the breakdown voltage, here the voltage versus time graph is also plotted. So at a point the voltage will drop suddenly, which will be shown in the graph, and that will be our breakdown voltage. And now over to you, Atul.
So now we are going to see the advantages of spear gap meter method of measurement. So the first advantage is it can be used for the measuring of peak value of AC, DC and the impulse voltage. The second advantage is this method is a simple one. The third advantage is it has a wide range of measurement, that is from 2 to 2500 kilovolt. The fourth advantage is it can be used for the measurement of voltage in stage, stage states and the calibration of other devices. The last advantage is the method of voltage measurement with the spare gap is cheap, simple and is reliable. So the next one is the disadvantages of spare gap meter method of measurement. The first advantage is it does not give a continuous record of the voltage like a voltmeter. The second disadvantage is the voltage measurement carried out by the spear graph are accurate within 2 to 3% only with the precautions taken. And the third one is the accuracy is not so high compared to the other electrical apparatus, but it is acceptable. The fourth one is it takes into accurate humidity, pressure, temperature, proximity of earth object to the testing site, etc., which are the statistical nature. So the last disadvantage is these statistical factors introduce some errors in the voltage measurement. So these are all about the spear gap meter method of measurement. Thank you so much.